Welcome to Polis PowerPlays, a live action game that illustrates some of the social complexity of urban planning. In this game, you'll play a member of one of 7 groups: planners, the media, developers, the Chamber of Commerce, community association, affordable housing advocacy group, and a cycling advocacy group. Each of you will be allocated to a group on the day. The game centres around a scenario of a new development being proposed in a vibrant inner city suburbs. Your stakeholder groups all have particular goals they want to achieve, and of course, some of these don't necessarily align with others. Goals have to do with 2 types of measurables: infrastructure and planning concessions. Both of these have targets. For example, there's a building height target, and some groups want to raise that target and are going to gather support around that. Other people in other groups will want to lower that target and are going to gather support behind lowering it. For infrastructure, you also need to raise funding. It's not enough to set a target or to have the planners set a target. You also need to find the funds to implement and build that infrastructure. What you're doing in the game is effectively negotiating, mainly. You've got a number of different types of interactions where you can trade support or funding, depending on what you've got, to try and achieve your goals. You'll have interaction cards that allow you to find someone from another group to negotiate with. Media, you can work with a journalist to create a story, or you can place an ad and you'll trade funding and resources in terms of support for those. With planners, you can bring support towards particular targets. They will allocate funding towards those. And just between the other groups, it's horse trading. See what you can get. Overall, the game runs in 2 rounds, and each round has a number of phases. You will familiarize yourself with the scenario and any changes. There's a briefing. Then you gather in your specific groups and work out the strategy of what you're trying to achieve and who you might negotiate with to achieve that. Then off you go, split around, negotiate, deal, see what you can do. After that, everybody comes back. There's an allocation and an accounting stage, so the support that you've gathered or the funding that you've managed to collect gets allocated to specific targets, to whether it's infrastructure or concessions, and that's all tallied up. And then the planners make their decisions based on what they've been working with and their objectives as well, and then we repeat. Look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. It's a fun game. We've played it a couple of times before with other groups, and I hope you get a lot out of it.